Before we start, I need to tell you something. 3 women have already asked me not to publish this video. My female friend said, I'm revealing too much. My sister literally said some things should stay secret. But here's the thing. You deserve to know the truth. You deserve to understand what's really happening behind the scenes when it comes to female psychology and attraction. These are actual messages I received this week. Don't make that video, you're going to ruin everything. Men aren't supposed to know this stuff. Well, guess what? I'm making it anyway. Today I'm sharing the psychological secrets that women use consciously and unconsciously, that they absolutely do not want you to figure out. This isn't about manipulation or tricks. This is about understanding the game that's been hidden from you your entire life. If you're tired of being confused, frustrated, or left in the dark about female behavior, this video is for you. Oh, and before we continue, I've got something special for you, a free ebook. The Female Mind Control Handbook. It reveals the hidden secrets to making any woman crave. You grab it now, link in the description or pinned comment. Let's move on. 1. The power of strategic silence. Here's something that will change how you see every conversation with women. They use silence as a weapon, and it's incredibly effective. Most guys think silence means disinterest, dead wrong. Strategic silence is one of the most powerful psychological tools women employ, and they learn it early. I discovered this during a conversation with my ex. We were discussing something important, and suddenly she went completely quiet. Not angry, not upset, just silent. My immediate reaction, I started talking more, explaining myself, trying to fill the void. That's exactly what she wanted. Women understand something men often don't. Silence creates psychological pressure when they stop responding during an argument, stop texting back immediately, or go quiet during an emotional conversation. They're not being passive, they're being strategic. Here's how it works. Silence forces you to project your own fears and insecurities into the void. You start wondering what they're thinking, what you did wrong, how to fix it. Meanwhile, they're watching your reaction, gathering information about your emotional state and priorities. The silence tells them how much you care about their opinion, whether you'll chase or give space, how secure or insecure you really are, what you're willing to do to get their attention back. Most women don't even realize they're doing this. It's become an unconscious social strategy, but once you understand it, you'll see it everywhere. 2. The mysterious art of emotional mirroring. Women are emotional chameleons, and they're incredibly good at it. This is something they absolutely don't want you to figure out because it's one of their most effective psychological strategies. Emotional mirroring isn't just empathy, it's strategic emotional adaptation. Women can read your emotional state within seconds and subtly adjust their own energy to either match it or complement it, depending on what they want to achieve. I watched this happen with a female friend at a networking event with the first guy she talked to, a high-energy entrepreneur. She became animated, enthusiastic, matching his excitement. 5 minutes later, talking to a more serious investor, she shifted to a calm, thoughtful demeanor. Same person, completely different emotional presentation. This isn't being fake, it's emotional intelligence. Weaponized. Here's what women understand that men often don't. People are attracted to those who make them feel understood and comfortable by mirroring emotions. Women create instant rapport and connection. But here's the part. They don't want you to know. They're also using this mirroring to gather information about you. Your emotional responses tell them what makes you excited or passionate, what threatens or intimidates you, how you handle different social situations, what kind of energy you respond to best. The mirroring serves a dual purpose, creating connection while conducting psychological reconnaissance. Once you start noticing this, you'll see it everywhere. The woman who becomes more flirtatious when you're confident, more nurturing when you're vulnerable, more challenging when you're being too comfortable. Understanding emotional mirroring doesn't mean you should be suspicious of every interaction. It means you should appreciate the sophisticated social intelligence women possess, and maybe learn from it. 3. The secret ranking system. Every woman has a mental ranking system for the men in her life, and she's constantly updating it based on your behavior. This is perhaps the secret they least want you to discover, because it reveals how calculated some of their spontaneous decisions really are. This ranking isn't just about romantic interest, it's a comprehensive evaluation system that determines how much time, energy, and attention you deserve. And here's the kicker: your rank can change dramatically based on single interactions. I learned about this from a brutally honest conversation with a female friend who'd had a few drinks. She explained how she categorizes every guy she knows: Tier 1 men, she genuinely respects and is attracted to; Tier 2 men who are useful or entertaining, but not serious options; Tier 3 men, she tolerates but doesn't prioritize; Tier 4 men, she actively avoids or considers problems. Your tier determines everything: how quickly she responds to texts, how much effort she puts into plans with you, whether she introduces you to her friends, how she talks about you to others. But here's what's really happening: women are constantly evaluating men for potential, as friends, as partners, as allies. They're asking, does this person add value to my life? Do I feel better or worse about myself around them? Would I be proud to be associated with this person? Do they respect boundaries and demonstrate emotional intelligence? The ranking system isn't malicious, it's protective. Women have learned to be selective about where they invest their emotional energy. 4. The psychology of sexual gatekeeping. This is the topic that made 3 women tell me not to make this video, but you need to understand the psychological reality of how women approach sexuality and intimacy. Women are taught from a young age that their sexual value is their primary currency in relationships. Society tells them to be selective, to make men work for it, to use attraction as leverage. Most women internalize this messaging even if they consciously reject it. This creates a complex psychological dynamic. Women often want sex just as much as men do, but they've been conditioned to act as if they're doing you a favor by being interested. Here's what actually happens in a woman's mind. When attraction builds, she's fighting between natural desire and social programming that tells her not to seem too easy or too available. The result: a sophisticated system of tests, hoops, and barriers that have nothing to do with her actual level of interest and everything to do with protecting her social reputation and self-image. I've seen women who were incredibly attracted to someone still make them wait, still play hard to get, still create obstacles, not because they weren't interested, but because they felt they were supposed to. The gatekeeping serves multiple psychological purposes. It protects them from being labeled or judged. It ensures you're genuinely interested, not just opportunistic. It allows them to maintain a sense of control in vulnerable situations. It filters out men who aren't willing to invest emotional energy. Understanding? This doesn't mean you should pressure anyone or ignore boundaries. It means recognizing that sexual dynamics are often more about psychology and social conditioning than actual desire levels. The women who don't want you to know this, they're protecting a system that gives them control and leverage, but understanding the psychology behind it helps you navigate these situations with more empathy and less frustration. 5. The manipulation of male competition. Women understand male psychology better than most men understand female psychology, and they use this knowledge strategically. One area where this is most evident is how they handle male competition. Women know that men are naturally competitive, especially when it comes to other men's attention toward women they're interested in, and many women deliberately use this knowledge to their advantage. This strategy works because it triggers several male psychological responses: competition, anxiety, fear of losing to another man, scarcity mindset. If others want her, she must be valuable. Validation, seeking need to prove you're the better choice. Investment escalation, willingness to do more to secure her attention. The manipulation isn't always conscious. Many women do this instinctively because they've learned it gets results, but it's still manipulation of male competitive instincts. Drop the word ghost in the comments. If you've ever walked away without looking back, that's how I'll know you're not chasing, you're choosing. If you're tired of the games, if you're done explaining yourself to people who never deserved access to you, if silence became your power, then this is your signal. Subscribe right now, not for views, not for trends, but because you feel it in your gut. This content was made for you. This isn't advice. It's a reminder for men who don't beg, don't fold, don't break. We vanish. We evolve. We return as ghosts. They'll never forget.